Hi, friends, and welcome. It's Lisa Maynard, and it's Kit Crush Wednesday. How are you? Um, we are going live right now, and we're looking at the April Paper Pumpkin Kit Inked and Expressions, and it's really cool. I know this camera is right in my line here, but it's the best for viewing the cards. So I hope everyone's having a great Wednesday, and I'm going to wait for a couple people to jump on, make sure we have everybody here, and I hope you're all having a great day. I see a couple people have found us and jumped on. So we're going to look at the April Paper Pumpkin. Now, I know this is something that some of you don't subscribe to, but if you're watching and you've never subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, if you want to try it, it's a great way to start crafting and doing cards and getting into paper crafting, because everything comes with it, and it comes every month, and you get a new kit every month. It's super, super fun. And as the join special now, you can become a demonstrator for $99, but you get $165 worth of product, and you also get a paper pumpkin kit. So think about that. I will put some information on my Facebook about that. But let's go ahead and turn the camera around and get started, because we have incredible cards to show you here. So this again is the April Paper Pumpkin. It's called Inked Occasions. Oh, I'm sorry, Inked Occasions, not Inked Expressions. Inked Occasions. And so they are so beautiful. It's like a watercolor paper. And then we've got some little butterflies and some gold foil in some of the card bases. We've got the gold foil, some of the layering elements, and some of the sentiments. So it's very, very cool, very bright cards this month. So let's go ahead and jump in and just start crafting. I'm going to go ahead and look, and the envelope is super, super cool too, like watercolor. So very cool. So these are fun to make. They're not difficult to do. And as always, we're going to go start with the box and open it up and show you what's in the kit. So let's start. First, we always have our stamp spot. This is Berry Burst. This is the color that comes this month, and it's a really pretty color. So I can't wait to show you that. We've got our little glue dots, our Stampin' Dimensionals, those little foam things that we always have. Very cool. Obviously our instructions, handy to follow. Just a suggestion. We have the stamp artwork, and it's like a little card insert. So when you have your stamps, it helps you keep track of them. Oh, do I have all my stamps? Oh my gosh, I'm missing a couple. I have these on blocks, so that's why they're missing, but also tells you what you have in the kit. So very cool. Here we have our layering pieces and our die cut pieces, flowers, and this gold foil leaf, the hugs sentiment, the other pieces for stamping the sentiments, and the card bases. So it's pretty simple this month. There's not a lot of parts and pieces to it, so that kind of makes it quick and easy. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to set this stuff aside. And as always, I've always prepared ahead of time for you, so we don't have to mess around with a lot of things like that. So here is our first card we're going to make, and I've already prepped some of the details, the hugs and the sentiment. So this is going to be a pretty easy one to put together. So we're just going to go ahead and fold our card base just like so, like we always do, and burnish it with our bone folder, just like that. It makes that card nice and flat to work with. So as you can tell, I have already stamped the sentiment on this one. Because the reason is don't want to waste your time, but also because we're going to stamp the sentiment on a couple of these others where the sentiment where you're going to stamp it is a little bit difficult or different. So we're going to do that. So we are going to, though, stamp the butterflies on this front of this card. So on each card, there are some little butterflies. I'm going to go ahead and use my full-size Berry Burst stamp pad. It's just easier for me. So I know that we creased that, and I want to set this over here so I don't stick my hand across it and in it. So we already burnished that, but I'm going to unfold it as we stamp our little butterflies. Just go into your ink pad a little bit, pick up some color on there, and we're going to stamp one little set here. Now those come 2 little butterflies on one stamp, and then we're going to go in again and ink up the other one, my other little butterfly, just like that. And we're going to put this little guy right about there. Perfect. Just like that. We're going to set that aside, keep that out of the way so I don't set my fingers in it. And then bring this back over. I'm just going to burnish that again since we unfolded it. Now I'm going to add my hugs first. This is part of the sentiment. And as you can tell on the back, I've already put my Stampin' Dimensionals, but I cut one in half because even though they're mini ones, a full-size one wouldn't fit on there. So let's just go ahead and take our paper backing off of this, and just like so. I hope everyone is having a good Wednesday, and let's go ahead and set this in here. Make sure I can see what's going on, and we're going to put the hugs right about there, centered it in kind of in the middle of the white space with that gold foil. And then on the back of this sentiment, I have put the Stampin' Dimensionals on the far ends because it's going to straddle part of the hugs. So we don't want that to be butting up against anything. We certainly don't want it on top of anything. Let's bring this down just a little bit more. Right about like so. And hugs, I'm here for you. Super cute, super easy, super cute. Anyone would love to have that card. We're going to set that aside, and we're going to bring in our next card. And this one is really very, very pretty. We have a layering piece here. And then we have our sentiment, which is cut out exactly like the wording is. So let's go ahead and set these aside, and we're going to go ahead and stamp that sentiment on there. So here's my stamp, thinking of you, and it's going to fit exactly in that area. So let's go ahead and ink that up just like so. I'm going to go ahead and slip my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing, but also hopefully not to get my head in the camera. I'm going to slip this down a little bit so I can get centered over it. You kind of want to, you can see through it, so it's photopolymer, and you kind of want to make sure that you have it, you know, somewhat centered or somewhat in the middle of that. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're just with my finger, and there we go. Thinking of you. Isn't that, it's pretty cool that they have that white piece, just exactly the shape of that. And so it looks like you've stamped it and die cut it out, but it's already been die cut for you. So on the back of this, we're also going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals because this is going to go over that. And I think I'm going to take a quick peek here, friends, because I want to make sure we need to try and place them so we don't get them. We don't want to push down our other one. So hold on a second, and I just want to make sure I know where I'm putting these. Yeah, they are near the bottom. Okay, so on this one, we're going to put our little Stampin' Dimensionals. We're going to put one there, and we're going to put one here, and we are going to put one near the bottom of this, because this is going to straddle some of our floral design here. So let's go ahead and fold our card base, burnish it just like so. get it nice and flat. And then our first piece is going to be putting on the floral piece, Stampin' Dimensionals on the back already. So we're going to put this on first, and we're going to place it near the bottom of the card. It's actually going to go exactly along the bottom of the card. Now, when you're punching out or pressing out this floral piece from the kit, take your time, because it doesn't come out easily. It's not difficult, but because there's very intricate die cut areas here. Just be very gentle and very careful when you're punching that out. So I'm going to turn this over, and as you can tell, everything wants to stick down before I'm ready for it to stick down. So we're going to try and line this up at the bottom and bring that across the bottom and get that lined up, and then everything should kind of just fall into place where it's supposed to go. Now that didn't, because it got bent a little, so I'm going to bring it back over here where it's supposed to be. So everything is supposed to be on that card. There we go. That got bent a little when it was put on there first. So there we go. We've got all of that part down, but look at the dimension to it. So pretty. So very, very pretty with the watercolor. Now we're going to, I did this first on my card. Now in the instructions, it tells you to stamp the butterflies first, but I did it this way because now we're going to stamp the butterflies. And if I would have done that before, I may have stamped them in the wrong place. So I'm going to stamp that little duo right here. And then the other little butterfly is going to come in, and he's going to go right in here. Now, like I said, the instructions have you stamp first and then put this die cut on. I liked to do it this way because then I can put my butterflies where I want and place them where I want, and they're not going to be covered up with those beautiful flowers. So that's the way I did it. You can do it however you want. Let's burnish that just a little bit more, just like that. Okay, we're going to come in, put our stamped sentiment on. Super easy cards, not a lot of bling, but the elements just speak for themselves. We don't need a lot of fancy schmancy stuff on these cards because they are so pretty. Let's bring this up just a little bit and a little bit over, and we're going to put it right about there. And if I've done my placement correctly, which I've done a pretty good job, that is not going to push down any of my floral elements by putting that sentiment on. And I think that looks pretty good. Let's move this just maybe just a titch up here, just a bit, and then that doesn't push that down. So there we go. Here's our second card, Thinking of You. Very pretty. And to finish it off, our final card, we're going to bring this in. This one I love. It's got the gold foil inside the card, as well as a little embellishment thing here. And we have our sentiment piece that we're going to stamp. This has two sentiments on it, but let's go ahead and finish off and stamp the sentiment here. Now, oddly enough, this does not look to me like it could hold the word congratulations, but it does amazingly. So let me get this inked up fairly well. All right, we've got that inked up, and look at that, congratulations. I'm going to put this down. Look at that, just fits right in there, just perfectly. And I'm going to go ahead and set that down now. Give it a nice press and let that ink soak in. And here we go, congratulations. Look how beautiful that is. I just love the script on these. Beautiful, beautiful. With this one, we are also going to come in with our dimensionals, and we are going to definitely put them more so over on the edges than in the middle. And again, it's because they're going to be straddling this gold piece. So let's do that. And this one is landscape. So we're going to go ahead and fold our card base over, and then give it a good burnish here, just like so, quickly. And then we're gonna put this down first. This little gold foil leaf is gonna go down first. Actually, no, it's not. We gotta stamp. Actually, yes, let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna put this on and then we're gonna stamp like I did before our butterflies. You can do it either way, but let's do it this way this time. So let's go ahead and we're gonna stick him right about there. Let's put him right about there, just like so. Unfold this baby, and I almost forgot to stamp these. Let's go ahead and ink that up again, and we're going to stamp that little duo right there. And we're going to finish off with that main little butterfly, and he's going to be flying up here in this pink, what looks like a cloud. So there we go. Our butterflies are stamped. Look how pretty that is. Now we're going to come in with our Stampin' Dimensionals and our sentiment, and we are going to go ahead and put this on just like so. Now I'm going to turn this a little bit because I want to I'll lift that up, turn that a little bit, because I want that to be I want this part to be up a little bit more so that I can get my congratulations in here without interfering with my butterflies and with the leaves, the die cut leaves of that. So we're going to put the congratulations right there, just like that. And then "You are amazing" again on the ends is going to go right underneath that congratulations. And we're going to straddle all of that again. And we're going to come in just about right like so. And it's going to straddle all of that. And there we go. There's our card. Congratulations, you are amazing. This would be perfect for graduations or, you know, anything where you are celebrating someone's success. So there you have it. I'm going to flip that over. We're done with that. And those are the cards for this week, friends. Super easy, super fun to make. If you've never subscribed to Paper Pumpkin, please think about doing it. This kit will make 9 cards just like these. They're very, very colorful and very fun to make. And look at that envelope. Absolutely stunning. Let's finish up here. That went very fast tonight. So thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. Every one of you that tunes in live, I really, really appreciate your support. So it means the world to me. So I will put a link in the comments for you to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin if you don't get it. And also I will put a link that takes you to my Facebook post so that you can hear about the Join special. And it's a great special this month. So if you're thinking about wanting to be a demonstrator, you don't have to do anything. It's just if you want to do it for the discount. So reach out to me if that's interesting to you. Absolutely no pressure. With that, I'm going to finish up for tonight and wish you all a very wonderful Wednesday evening. And we will see you back here next week. Bye, friends.